Hello children, we have already completed one lesson from history and one lesson from civics. So, now we will take up the lesson from geography. Let us see, when we come to the geography, we will complete one lesson from geo also. Because of that, so today we will move to geography, that too 8th chapter. Why children 8th chapter? As you know, the first part maps and topography. So, if you come to the lesson number 7, that is location and extent, that is map point of view, because of that. So, climate, that is lesson number 8 onwards, important for the examination, that is the council examination. Because of that, so you have to focus from climate, that is chapter number 8, climate lesson from geography, climate. So, children, today we will move to the climate lesson, very important lesson. You need to be very careful. So, because of that, when I am going to take some important facts, then variations, then climatic conditions from different parts of the country. Children, this is about Indian climate, isn't it? No? So, because of that, so once you see, let us see how the lesson will be. Before going to that, let us have a look about climate. Children, as you know, if I take weather or if I take climate, what is the difference? I am asking you the difference between climate and weather. Children, you know, weather is a shorter factor which may change from day to day or hour to hour, isn't it? No? That is a shorter factor, which is weather, but not a climate. Climate is a longer one which is constant up to 30 plus years for that particular region, that is called by climate. Children, now you understood about the difference between weather and climate. Then if I come to climate, India, which is having the type of climate, that is tropical monsoon climate. What type of climate India has? Tropical monsoon climate. Children, why we need to say the tropical monsoon climate? Because India locates in the tropical zone. Suppose if I take the globe, you know, tropics, between the tropics. Because of that, India receives vertical sun rays from the sun, isn't it? No, vertical sun rays. That is why the temperature will be more. I think you are understanding my point, isn't it? No? So, the northern part of our India locates temperate zone and southern part of our India locates in a tropical zone. In the sense, almost India locates between the tropics, that means the tropic of Cancer, isn't it? No? So, between the tropic and equator, just above the equator, northern hemisphere India locates. Because of that, so the temperature will be more. Monsoon type of, tropical monsoon type of climate India depends upon, because monsoon winds are going to bring rain to India. India receives rainfall from the monsoon winds. That too you know that India is a seasonal rainfall, isn't it? No? Because we do not have rain throughout the year, that is why which we depends upon the monsoons. That is why India, which is having a tropical monsoon type of climate, that too the India locates between 20 degree north and 20 degree south latitudes. Children, just I said about tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer also one latitude. Tropic of Capricorn also one latitude. Even equator also one latitude, isn't it? No? So, the horizontal lines are called by latitudes or latitudes are also called by parallels. Keep remember children. So, because of this, what I supposed to tell you, India locates between the 20 degrees south and 20 degree north, the tropics are there, no, that receives rain from the monsoon winds, that too especially southwest monsoons. That is why if you take whole India, the rainfall, the temperature, the climatic conditions, weather conditions, they differ from one place to other place. This is why children, India which is having a tropical monsoon climate. This is very important because they will be asking for 1 mark, you know what type of climate India which depends upon. So, this is what tropical monsoon climate. Then children, below that one subheading is there, that is regional variations. Just I was telling about the weather conditions or the temperature, how which is going to be differ from place to place, like that even regional variations means that only from region to region. Suppose if I take our India, you know that 28 states, 9 union territories, they are all differ from climatic conditions, weather conditions, temperature, rainfall, even minerals also unevenly distributed, many areas they differ. So, because of even if you come to eating food also, isn't it, no, wearing dresses also, dances also, many areas we are in diversity, isn't it, no. That is why if I come to regional variations, so region to region there are variations in temperature, in rainfall, in weather conditions, many areas differ, that is called regional variations. Children, if I come to here, we need to discuss 5 points children. You know, to understand you need to know main 5 points, how the regions or the states or the union territories, they are going to be differ from one area to other area, that is called by regional variations. So, this is how, if I come to first point, these are all very important things that you need to know how regional variations. After fifth point, you will come to know how India, which is very differ from region to region. Let me take up first point. Barmer in Rajasthan, that is one district of Rajasthan, Barmer district in Rajasthan may record a temperature of 48 degree centigrade. You see 48 degree centigrade or 50 degree centigrade on June day. June day, the temperature in Barmer district of Rajasthan, you see how much it is? Dry temperature, that is high temperature, 48 degree to 50 degree centigrade. You need to remember the district, Barmer district of Rajasthan. Children, June day, the temperature is this much in Rajasthan. Again, while hardly reaches 22 degree at Pahalgam, Pahalgam or Gulmarg in Kashmir. Just I am comparing what you understood about Barmer district of Rajasthan on June day, the temperature rises up to 48 degree centigrade to 50 degree centigrade. At the same time, if you come to the Kashmir, the area called Pahalgam or which is also called by Gulmarg in Kashmir, on the same day temperature is 22 degree centigrade. Children, you are clearly understanding how the temperature is going to be differ from place to place, isn't it, no? So, exactly you see same day 22 degree Pahalgam or Gulmarg district or Gulmarg in Kashmir. This is what? Further we are going to continue. However, in Dras near Kargil, in that Kashmir only, Dras near Kargil, Jammu Kashmir, Dras is a place near Kargil, DRAS, Dras near Kargil, the temperature may go down to minus 40 degree centigrade. Children, you see minus 40 degree centigrade during the winter. Children, now I would like to give clarity about the first point. What you understood? Barmer district of Rajasthan 48 degree to 50 degree centigrade on June day. If you come to Pahalgam in Kashmir, the same day 22 degree centigrade. If you come to the Dras near Kargil, you know, no, the temperature is minus 40 degree. See children, how much that too in winter season. That means how much variations, 50 degree, 22 degree, minus 40 degree. When I am telling Kargil, no, I would like to remember our soldiers. You know, no, Siachen, Kargil, some extreme climatic areas, our soldiers, they are, you know, no, they are standing in minus degree climatic conditions, you know, no, between the snowstones, you know, no, the temperature is too much cold like Antarctica. So, this is how what I would like to tell you about the first point, the temperature will be differ from place to place. Now, you understood children first point what it says. Then let us go to second point. If I take second point, you know, Kerala has tropical climate with warm and moist air. Kerala, I am talking about Kerala, which is having tropical climate with moist and warm, whereas Punjab has continental climate with severe heat and alternating with cold. Children, second point also very important. You need to know what is that continental, you know, no, what I was telling about. Kerala has tropical climate with warm and moist air, warm and moist, mild climate. Then, whereas Punjab has continental climate with severe heat and alternating with cold. What you understood about Kerala and Punjab? You see, the thing is, Kerala located nearby coastal area. Suppose if you take Arabian Sea, you know, towards Arabian, Malabar coast is there, no? Understand, no? There, Kerala located. Isn't it, no? Towards Arabian Sea. Isn't it, no? Southwest part. So, when we come to Kerala, that's why, which is located nearby coastal area, that's why which is experiencing what type of warm, you know, the climate is warm and moist air, mild climate. In the sense, another way what we need to say, that is not too hot, not too cold, that type of climate Kerala has. At the same time, if you come to Punjab, which is having continental climate. Children, what is that continental climate? You know, no? Continental means interior. There is no coastal area for Punjab. I think you are understanding my point. Understand, no? That is why which is experiencing a continental climate. Continental means you know that. So, the climate is too hot or too cold, extreme. So, this is called by continental climate, severe heat, you know, no, alternating with cold, sometimes extreme heat, isn't it? Then sometimes alternating with cold. Children, now you understood about Kerala and Punjab. Kerala locates nearby coastal area which is experiencing warm and mild climate, you know, no? So, moist air, and when we come to the Punjab, you know, continental, because which is located interior. There is no sea, understand, no? So, because of that, which is not locating nearby coastal area, Punjab. That is the difference. Children, now you understood the second point also. Let me go the third point. What it says, third point. The temperature touches minus 40 degree in Kargil. Again, we already discussed. When I was telling about first point, I already told you the temperature touches minus 40 degree centigrade in Kargil in the month of December. Especially I am taking December month here, whereas Kerala records 20 degree centigrade or 22 degree centigrade in the same month. This is also. You know that if I come to, so the Kargil minus 40 degree in the month of December, whereas if you come to Kerala 20 degree centigrade and 22 degree, once you understand here minus 40 degree, here 20 degree to 22 degree centigrade the same month. That means here also you understood that if you compare Kargil and Kerala, totally the percentage of temperature differs. Understand no? So this is also one of the example how regional variations from place to place. Children, third also very easy, you understood. Next I will come to fourth point. What is the children fourth point? The annual range of temperature is 3 degrees centigrade along the Malabar coast. I am talking about annual range of temperature. Annual range of temperature 3 degrees centigrade along Malabar coast and more than 20 degrees centigrade in the interior. Fourth point you understood, children. What they are going to tell us, if you come to the Malabar coast, if you take India, India is a peninsula, 3 sides water covered, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean. If you take Arabian Sea, the Malabar coast, annual range of temperature 3 degrees centigrade along the annual along the Malabar coast. If you come to, you see, more than 20 degrees centigrade in the interior. Interior means not coastal area. Inside India. Inside India, the temperature will be 20 degree, coastal area 3 degree. How much difference, children? 17 degree. In the sense, by this point what you understood, children, very clearly, the coastal areas are experiencing the maritime climate. Are you understanding? Maritime means not too hot, not too cold. Not too hot, not too cold. They are experiencing maritime climate, while the interior areas are experiencing continental. That is why I gave an example. You see what I said just now? Malabar coast 3 degrees centigrade. If you come inside India 20 degrees centigrade, that is why interior part continental climate, the coastal part maritime climate. So this is what, so the fourth point used to say. Then I will come to fifth point, children. What is this? The difference between day and night temperature in the Andaman Islands. The difference between day and night temperature in the Andaman Islands and Kerala is hardly 7 or 8 degrees centigrade. How much? 7 or 8 degrees centigrade, whereas in the desert, that means Thar desert, which is 25 to 30 degrees centigrade. Children, I want to take a fifth point again. What they are going to tell us, the difference between day and night temperatures in the Andaman Islands and Kerala, hardly 7 or 8 degree. The difference between Kerala, Andaman, Nicobar Islands, 7 or 8 degrees difference will be if you compare the temperatures. But if you come to Thar desert, which is 25 to 30 degrees centigrade, that means how much difference? You see, large difference. Why? The area is dry, scanty rainfall, arid area, isn't it no? Sometimes less than 25 centimeters, 50 centimeters rainfall, isn't it no? So this is how the difference will be when we take temperatures, across the country. That's why. So we have taken up different parts, different parts from our country, that the temperature will be differ from one to other region. Children, my question is that from this what you understood? Regional variations you understood. From region to region, how the temperature is going to be differ. Very simple thing to understand. This is what, children, the regional variation. So, moreover, now you understood about the regional variations. Next I will move to next topic, that is precipitation. Next, second, in the sense subtopic, next subtopic, that is precipitation. Children, here also we have certain points to discuss. When I take precipitation, let us see, we will go one after other. Here also we have certain points, almost we have 4 points to discuss about the precipitation. Children, my point is very clear. Now what you understood? Temperature you understood. From region to region how it is going to be differ. Now we will move to the rainfall, that is precipitation. Understand now? Precipitation or the rain, how it is going to be differ from area to area. Let me take, obviously you know, if I take precipitation also, you know, that is unevenly distributed. Children, will you accept it or not? Absolutely. That is why I was giving an example. The area to area, even rainfall also differ. That is why what they are going to explain. If I take these 4 points, you will come to understand the areas which are receiving less rainfall, the areas which are receiving medium rainfall, and the areas which are receiving more rainfall. So, this is what the precipitation. Children, if you come to precipitation, here also we have, as I already told you, 4 points we have. Let me take one by one. If I take first point, children, you need to be very careful. First is that Cherrapunji. You see the name where it locates? Meghalaya, eastern state of our India. Cherrapunji and Mawzinram in Meghalaya, 2 areas they mentioned here. What areas they mentioned here? Cherrapunji and Mawzinram in Meghalaya, our eastern state, get about 1100 centimeters rain in the year. What you are going to understand? 1100 centimeters rain in the year. Children, once you assume 1100 centimeters rain, that means excess rainfall. This is the area which is receiving excess rainfall, that is 1100 centimeters per year, annual rainfall. Per year means annually. You see, in the year, whereas Jaisalmer in Rajasthan hardly receives 9 centimeters rainfall in the year. This is very interesting fact, very surprising fact. If I take Rajasthan desert and if I take Mawzinram, Cherrapunji of Meghalaya, children, you see, where is that 1100 centimeters rainfall? Where is this 9 centimeters rainfall? What is this difference? Once you compare, by this point, totally you are going to understand how rainfall is going to be differ from area to area. Isn't it, children? That means, where is 9 centimeter? Where is 1100 centimeter? There is a huge difference between, the Jaisalmer district of Rajasthan and one more Cherrapunji and Mawzinram of Meghalaya. This is, children, the rainfall also quite differ from area to area. If I take this point, I would like to tell you, because of this only, if I take Indian farmers and all, why they are going to take suicides? Because this is an additional information what I would like to state. The thing is that where there is no rainfall, totally they depends upon, already you know that India depends upon tropical type of monsoon climate. If there is no rain, entirely our Indian farmer depends upon rainfall. So, because of that, he is looking for rainy season only. When rainy season in India? June to September. Children, what I was telling? So, the rainy season in India June to September. So, because of that, totally our Indian farmer depends upon monsoons. That's why, so government need to make an arrangement for the farmers, because you know that. So, I think you heard about the slogan, what? Lal Bahadur Shastri, ex-Prime Minister of our India, he said, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. We need to remember these two important pillars. They are serving for our country. That is, one side farmer, one side soldier. So let us see. I will give you an extra information whenever I am free regarding that. Now, let me come to the second point. By first point you understood where that 9 centimeter rainfall from Jaisalmer, yearly rainfall, where if you come to Tirapulji and Mosinram, 1100 centimeter rainfall. So huge difference. So precipitation, by first point what you understood, precipitation is differ from area to area, this shows. Next children come to the second point, what they tell us. If I come to second point, one more area, Tura, the name of the area, Tura, Tura in Meghalaya gets an amount of rainfall in a single day. You see, again I am talking about Meghalaya only. We have already seen about two areas. One Mosinram, one what is that? Tirapulji. One more Tura, that is an area in Meghalaya, gets an amount of rainfall in a single day which is equal to 10 years of rainfall in Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. Children, this is an interesting fact. By first point only you understood very clearly. Where is that 1100 centimeter, where is that 9 centimeter. That is why one more area from Meghalaya, what they are going to Tura, what they are going to tell us, Tura gets an amount of rainfall in a single day, which is equal to 10 years rainfall of Rajasthan, Jaisalmer district. Once you assume how much less rain, scanty rain in the Jaisalmer. This is the second point which shows the big difference in rainfall. Then I will move to third point, children. What is that? The Coromandel coast remains dry in the months of July and August. I am talking about Coromandel coast, I tell you. Whereas Ganga Delta and the coast plains of Odisha are hit by the strong storms almost every third or fifth day during these months. Children, let me come back what I understood from this point. What I was telling, Coromandel coast, towards where Coromandel coast, towards our southeast, Coromandel coast, towards Tamil Nadu, isn't it no? Coromandel coast is there. What they are going to tell us? The Coromandel coast remains dry in the months of July and August, whereas the Ganga Delta coastal plains of Odisha hit by strong storms. Children, here you need to know, strong storms, where I stopped now, almost every third or fifth day during these months. You see, July and August, when the Odisha and one more what I was talking, the coastal plains of Coromandel coast, Ganga Delta, they hit by storms, that means cyclones, storms. When we come to the Coromandel coast, which remains dry in the months of July and August. Children, third point is very clear. When Coromandel coast, which is dry in the months of July and August, at the same time Ganga Delta, coastal plains of Odisha, they are going to hit by strong storm, that means they receive rainfall. Where there is no rain in July and August, if you take Coromandel coast remains dry. At the same time, Ganga Delta and the Odisha, they hit by strong storms, every third or fifth day of the, during this month. That means when some areas are receiving rain, some areas will be dry. That what third point exactly used to say. Children, now I will move to fourth point. What is that? Let me have a look on that. Most parts of India receive rainfall during June to September. Children, I was telling very clearly that in our India, monsoon season is June to September, where the southwest monsoons, in the sense from Arabian Sea, southwest monsoons they enter, when monsoon starts June, onset of monsoon starts June to September. So those monsoons bring rain to India, but the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu get rain in the beginning of the winter season, which is very clear. If you take two coastal areas, one is Malabar coast, that is towards Arabian Sea, one is Coromandel coast, that is towards Tamil Nadu, isn't it? Bay of Bengal, Bay of Bengal. Here two things we need to understand. Again let me come to the fourth point. Most parts of India receive rainfall during June, September, but the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu get rains in the beginning of the winter season. That means monsoon season, which areas are going to receive rainfall? Most parts of India receive rainfall, that is June to September, monsoon season. If we come to winter season, which area? So the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu receives rainfall. This is what? The variations. Coromandel coast which receives rainfall during winter. If we come to Malabar coast which receives rain in the monsoon season, rainy season. So this is what the difference between the Coromandel coast and the Malabar coast. Children, now you understood by 4 points that in precipitation also, rainfall also, how the areas are differ from place to place. It is very clear, no doubt in that. Now children, I will move to an important area, very very important area, factors affecting the climate. What factors affecting the climate? Very very important. Let me take children. What factors affecting the climate, children, here? Let me, if I take factors, there are certain factors which are affecting the climate. Here we need to discuss 10 factors, children. For every exam, there will be a question on this factors affecting the climate. They may be asking certain factors or individual factors. You need to be very careful when you read these factors and all. 10 factors you need to be remember. We will take up one by one. So first one, let me come the Himalayas. How Himalayas are going to affect the climate of India? Absolutely, they are going to affect. Children, if I take Himalayas, so what they are going to tell us? The Himalayas form a climatic barrier separating the Indian subcontinent from the rest of Asia. You know that Himalayan mountains separate Indian subcontinent from the rest of Asia. That means India is a subcontinent in Asia. Asia is a continent. So that by that what you understood? Himalayan mountains separate India, isn't it, from the Asia. So this is what. Moreover, you see, second point, before going to second point, I need to tell something about Himalayan mountains. If I ask you the uses of Himalayan mountains, absolutely what you will say? You are going to tell about Himalayan mountains are the barriers. They are going to protect India from the excess winds, isn't it, from Central Asia or from Siberia. Heavy winds which blow from Central Asia, from Siberia, which may bring cold winds to India. If you think because of that, if you think the absence of Himalayas, India would have a desert region. Why? I would like to give some clarity regarding this, because the cold winds which are blowing from Central Asia or from Siberia, so the Himalayan mountains are going to stop that cold winds and all, isn't it? One more, they are going to protect India from the enemies, like what you know about the wall, China wall, which is a barrier to China. Like that, Himalayan mountains are the barriers to India, which are protecting us from the so cold winds which are coming from Central Asia or from Siberia, that is one. Then which give birth to many perennial rivers. If I take Himalayan mountains are the that means where this Ganga, Yamuna, that perennial rivers they originated. That is one. Because of that, glaciers or the snow, when it gets melted, so the rivers are going to flow. So this is how, that is one area where Himalayan mountains are going to be much useful. Moreover, I think you might have heard about vegetation, that is plant life. Himalayan mountains, from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh, 2400 kilometers, folded mountains, young folded mountains. How much area I said? 2400 kilometers. So vast covered, isn't it, no? So there is a vast vegetation, plant life. Even many medicinal plants available, which are going to, I think you might have heard about Himalayan yew, YEW, that is a medicinal plant which is curing cancer. That means what I would tell you, Himalayan mountains which are providing many uses. So this is what I supposed to tell you. This is our first point, which is affecting the climate of India. Children, now I will move to second factor. First factor you understood. Second is that the monsoon winds. Children, if I take monsoon winds, what you are going to understand? Monsoon winds means, you know that. Just I was telling about the winds which bring rain to India. Obviously, southwest monsoons. If I take India, southwest, Arabian Sea, when the winds are going to flow, winds are going to breathe, that means they move on the surface of the Arabian Sea, they bring moisture laden winds. So that moisture laden winds only which can spread across the country. So that is what the precipitation or the rainfall where southwest monsoons are going to bring to India. That is why majority of our India which will be getting rain because of southwest monsoons. Here two things you need to know: northeast monsoons, southwest monsoons, western disturbances, that and all we will see. That means second factor, the monsoon winds which are affecting the climatic conditions of India. Isn't it or not, children? 100%. Because of that, the area during monsoon season will be cool. Understand, no? So this is why monsoon winds also playing an important role in the changing of or affecting the climatic conditions of India. Children, now you understood monsoon winds. Next I will move to the third factor, that is latitude. If I ask latitude, you know that what is a latitude? Children, I already told you. Before going to that, let me have a look on that. What is that latitude? The northern zone does not have the midday sun almost vertically overhead during any part of India, while the southern zone has midday sun almost vertically overhead at least twice every year. Okay, let me take up this point. Before going to this point, latitudes, you know that if you take globe, no, so the latitudes are there. I already told you about Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, isn't it, children? Then equator, these are all latitudes, the horizontal lines, you know, no? If you come to the globe, the latitudes are also called by parallels. Understand, no? 66.5 degree, 23.5 degree, You know, many understand 20 degree latitude, 30 degree latitude, isn't it? No, that's why the horizontal lines are called by latitudes. Latitudes are also called by parallels. If you see the globe, children, you will be coming to know that what are latitudes and what are longitudes also. Longitudes are vertical lines, or longitudes are called by meridians. So, we will take, we will take up the clear task related to latitudes and longitudes. Already you studied in 9th standard latitudes and longitudes, you know that. So, if I come to latitude, I was telling one fact here. What was that? Northern zone does not have the midday sun, when the southern zone, which is having the midday sun at least twice every year. What you understood about this fact, children? If I take latitude, northern zone in the sense northern part of our India, which is having which does not have midday sun. Midday sun means vertically 90 degree vertical overhead, above our head, vertical sun. But if you come to southern, twice in a year we have midday sun. The point is very clear. Southern part of our India, sun twice in a year vertical to our overhead, that is straight, that is also called by 90 degree angle. 90 degree, 90 degree angle, that is called by overhead. That means what you understood by this point? Towards north, sun rays are little bending or slanting. If I take towards south, 2 times in a year the sun is above overhead in 90 degree angle. That is what midday sun. When south is having midday sun, north don't have midday sun. This is what third point which used to say. That means, so the sun rays are quite differ from latitude to latitude. Suppose if I take equator, the sun rays are 90 degree vertical, because equator is near to the sun, isn't it? No, that's why sun rays are very vertical on the equator. When sun rays are towards poles, they are going to bend, slant. Very simple, children. That's why, so the insolation of sun energy or solar energy, the people which they receive are differ from area to area compared to latitude, Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. So, this is how the latitude also playing an important role, which is also one of the important factor which is affecting the Indian climate. Children, now I will move to fourth one, that is varied relief. What is this varied relief, children? I didn't write any explanation for varied relief. If I take whole India, children, you see varied relief means some areas water bodies, some areas mountains, some areas plains, some areas plateaus, some areas full of vegetation. This is called the varied relief. Physical features of that particular environment, we call it by varied relief. The area, for example, if I take varied relief, you can take Western Ghats. So much of vegetation is there. Rainfall, annual rainfall, I am talking about more than 250 centimeters. Quite opposite if you come to Coromandel coast. So, if you compare to the Western Ghats, Coromandel coast little varied. I was telling about the rainfall also, isn't it? When the Malabar coast, which receives rainfall in the monsoon season, understand? If I come to the Coromandel coast, which receives rainfall from the winter season. So, these are the variations. What I was telling about varied relief, So, that is why for example, if you take Western Ghats, they are windward side of Arabian Sea, isn't it? So, because of that, Western Ghats are receiving excess rainfall. If you take Rajasthan, that is leeward side from the southwest monsoons. Children, if you take map, you will be understanding very clearly the words which are leeward, which are windward. But you should understand that what is leeward, what is windward. Leeward means the area which is away from the monsoon winds, which is not able to get rainfall. Windward means which is getting much rain because of this monsoon winds and all. So this is the small difference between, that means you understood about varied relief. Children, now I am going to take up almost all directions of the India. You need to understand better what is this varied relief. Can you take, now just I have taken Western Ghats, that is one area. If you come to Coromandel coast, that is different. If you come to below Indian Ocean, when it gets heated, when the breeze or the winds which can blow from the Indian Ocean, so that winds may bring some moisture laden winds to certain parts of the country, but not up to North India, some southern part. If I take western disturbances, that is northwest part of our country towards Pakistan, Afghanistan, especially towards northwest part of our India, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir. Western disturbances bring rainfall, that is winter season, during December and all. Winter season. Children, why I am going to explain that varied relief, the area, if you come to Andaman and Nicobar, I was telling, when I was talking about precipitation, temperature, the areas are quite differ from area to area. Like this, Andaman Nicobar is differ. If you come to eastern states like Meghalaya, I was talking about two areas, Mauzinram, one more Cherrapunji. Other states, for example, if you take Assam, some states and all, they receive excess rainfall because of that Garo, Kasia, Jaintia hills. When they absorb moisture laden winds, the eastern states will be getting more rainfall certain seasons. Children, by this what you are going to understand? Rajasthan remains a rain shadow area. Understand, no? So if you come to northeast part of our India, Himalayan mountains are there, perennial rivers are there, they will be, there will be a rain, there will be a glacier, water from the glaciers. Throughout the year, the Ganga basin or Ganga plains, the people, they are going to utilize that water. They used to produce many crops, food grains for the country. Children, now you understood almost all parts of the country about varied relief. Still I am in fourth point only, varied relief. If I come to varied relief, that is fourth factor, which is affecting the climatic conditions of our country. Now you understood varied relief also, children. Next I will move to altitude. That is fifth factor which is affecting the climatic. Fifth factor is what, children? I was telling about fifth. What is the altitude? Altitude means, very simple meaning, height above the sea level. What is an altitude? Height above the sea level, that is called an altitude. If I take altitude, there is one interesting fact here. You need to know what is that height above the sea level. Let me have a look on that. Here you see there is a decrease of 1 degree centigrade for, you see what I was telling, there is a decrease of 1 degree centigrade for every 166 meter rise in height, because temperature decreases as you move the higher altitudes. Let me give clarity, children. What I was telling about, you see, if I take altitude, there is a decrease of 1 degree Celsius for every 166 meters height. If you go height of 166 meters, 1 degree centigrade temperature will be decreases. That means if you keep on moving above heights, rise in height, temperature decreases as you move the higher altitudes. If you move higher altitudes, temperature is going to be decreases. Because of that only, the tip of the mountains are going to covered by snow. You see, during some seasons and all, you might have observed the mountains, the tip is totally covered by snow. That's why children, this fact you need to understand. What I was telling about altitude, there is a decrease of 1 degree centigrade for every 166 meters rise in height. 166 meters rise, no, 1 degree Celsius temperature is going to be decreased. That is why temperature decreases as you move the higher altitudes. So this says that this is also one of the factor that affects the Indian climatic conditions. Children, now you understood the fifth factor also, that is an altitude. Now I will move to sixth one. What is that? Influence of the surrounding seas. Children, what is this influence of the surrounding seas? What seas are going to be influenced? Let me have a look on that, children. If I take influence of the surrounding seas, no, you see here you need to know the influence of the surrounding sea. If I take an influence, what it influences? For example, you see, I already told you the coastal area. What is that coastal area? The area which is located very near to the sea, that is having the mild, moist, warm climate, neither too hot nor too cold. Understand, no? That is what. So the areas which are receiving, what which are receiving the heat or the rainfall, which is differ because of the influence of the surrounding sea. For example, if you come to Madras, you feel very hot even though the sea is very near. If you come to Murudeshwara, Mangalore beach or Chennai beach, understand, no, or Goa, so the climatic conditions are, see, sometimes night and all the temperature will be more. Why, So the sun rays which are vertically falling on the water, which may heat up the water, because of that when that breeze, which blow upon the water, which may bring, heatness. So this is how influence of the surrounding sea also playing an important climatic, condition. Suppose the sea is very near, so which is going to differ the climatic conditions because of this hotness, coldness, sometimes, mild climate. So this is what. That is also one of the factor, influence of the surrounding sea. There are many examples. Arabian Sea you can take, Bay of Bengal you can take, Indian Ocean you can take. Because of that only three sides water covered. What influence from the Arabian Sea? What influence from the Bay of Bengal? What influence from the Indian Ocean? If I take Arabian Sea during winter, because of Bay of Bengal, so cyclones, understand, no? The coastal areas of Orissa or what we call it as Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam, or it may be Tamil Nadu, they will be hitting cyclones. If I come to Arabian Sea during summer or during monsoon period, the areas are receiving rainfall. Understand, no? Because of that Indian Ocean also, when water gets heated, some parts of southern India, they will be getting moisture laden winds, they will be getting rain. So this is what influence of the sea. Understand, no? This is how, if you compare North India, if you compare South India, there are many differences. Why, South India almost covered by sea, then North India which is not covered by sea, isn't it, no? That is why, so the climatic conditions are differ, isn't it, no, children? That is why I was telling about Rajasthan, which experiences excess heat or the temperature, so compared to the southern part. So this is what influencing sea also one of the factor which is affecting the climatic conditions of our country. Children, now I will move to seventh one, western disturbances. What are these western disturbances, children? Very simple to understand. Northwest part of our country during winter season, now sort of monsoons, they will be bringing rainfall during winter. They are called by western disturbances from the western part of our country. They are originating from the Mediterranean region. Let us see what they mention. In the winter season, due to the shifting of the pressure, that means shifting of the pressure belts the westerlies blow from 20 degree north to the 50 degree north latitude, and the northern India comes under the influence of the winds and cyclones rising from the Mediterranean Sea. Children, let me give clarity about it. What you are going to understand, from the western part of our country, I mentioned Mediterranean Sea here. What you are going to understand, between, you see, from, so the westerlies or western disturbances, they blow from 20 degree north latitude, horizontal latitude, to the 50 degree north latitude, because I am talking about northern India, especially northwest part of our country. Between that latitude, 20 degree north latitude and 50 degree north latitude, between that latitude there are westerlies or western disturbances. The areas which are receiving some sort of rain during winter, where that see the disturbances which are going to arise, western disturbances from the Mediterranean Sea, rising from the Mediterranean Sea. So, which can bring some rainfall, no, that is seasonal, unseasonal, understand, no? So, those are called by western disturbances, understand, no? If I take western disturbances, I need to tell about certain winds here, no. For example, the name of the wind is called by Lu, then that is a dry wind. Next, if I take the wind called Baisakhi, no, or cherry blossoms, so that Baisakhi festival, during that sort of winds come to the West Bengal and all, understand, no? The name of the winds during Baisakhi fair. So, those are called by, so different names in different states of our country, understand, no? Cherry blossoms in Karnataka, mango showers in Kerala, understand, no? So, this type of winds also, isn't it, no? This type of winds also, they may bring rain. So, those winds, they are not in monsoon season, apart from that other seasons they are going to bring. So, western disturbances, now you understood that they are originating from the northwest Mediterranean Sea, which can bring rainfall to during winter to some parts of, Punjab, Haryana, Gangetic plains and all. So, this is what. That means what you understood, children, even western disturbances also, one of the influencing factor affecting the Indian climate, that you understood. That is seventh one, western disturbances. Children, now I will move to eighth one, that is jet streams. What are the jet streams, children? Jet streams. If I take jet streams, you see the meaning of jet streams. These are also a type of ocean currents or the waves. Let us take air currents which determine the arrival of monsoons. Air currents which determine the arrival of monsoons are known as jet streams. Children, by seeing this, what you are going to understand about jet streams? Air currents, let me come back again, which determine the arrival of, what they said here, arrival of monsoons are known as. That means these jet streams, they are going to give caution that before monsoons, they are going to give signal that monsoons are coming. Before going to that, you need to understand what are jet streams. Air currents which determine the arrival of monsoons. The air current, that means these air currents or jet streams, they are going to form upper layer, upper layer of the atmosphere. Air currents, air waves, like what we need to tell about the water waves, like that in the atmosphere, not in water, in the above, atmosphere. So, these air currents are going to be formed. So, now you understood, children, air currents which determine the arrival of monsoons are known as jet streams, which are formed in the above layer of the atmosphere. So, those are called by, which give signal, that is determining the arrival of monsoon. That is what the 8th one, jet stream. Children, now I will move to 9th one, that is distance from the sea, very important factor. How distance from the sea also, which is playing an important role. Distance from sea also, which is playing an important role, which affecting the Indian climate, which is also important factor. By seeing this, what you are going to understand distance from the sea? For example, if I am going to stand far from the sea, you know, no. So, if one person is very near to the sea, otherwise better take the places where the places located near to the sea or the far away from the sea. Children, so exactly what I would like to tell you, if I take distance from the sea, here as I already told you, two type of climatic conditions we need to state here. One is continental, other is maritime. I already told you children, continental means the area which is away from the sea, that means inner interior part of the country, that is called by continental type of climate, that is too hot or too cold, extreme climatic conditions, they are called by continental. If I take maritime, the area is not too hot or not too cold. What you understood about children? So, the area which is not too hot, which is not too cold, that is called by distance from the sea. I already gave many examples that for example, if I take Western Ghats, they are windward side of the monsoon winds. They are very near to the Arabian Sea. When southwest monsoons they blow from Arabian Sea, so they bring moisture laden winds, they pour rain. Nearby Western Ghats, I was telling about more than 250 centimeters rainfall, annual rainfall, that is why the vegetation will be more, isn't it, Nopa? So, this is how, so distance from the sea, suppose if you come little inner, if you come to Delhi or if you come to Madhya Pradesh or if you come to Maharashtra, Nagpur, or if you come to Karnataka, Bengaluru, many areas they are interior. Distance from the sea also, which is playing an important role in affecting the climatic conditions. One is maritime, other is continental. The areas are quite differ. If sea is there, if sea is not there, you compare the areas. They are differ in receiving rainfall, in receiving temperature. This is how I said. This is how I gave an example of Mauzinram, Cherrapunji, Himalayan mountains, Jammu and Kashmir. I was telling about temperature, Ladakh, Kargil, understand, no? If we come to Rajasthan, so this is how, if there is no sea or the distance which covered from the sea also playing an important role which affects the factors. This factor also affects lot for the climatic conditions. This is how the distance from the sea also. For example, if you see, we have 12 major seaports across peninsula. If you take from Gujarat to West Bengal, the port towns are there or port cities are there. Ports, I think you might have, nearby coastal area only ports located where the ships are going to stand. We need to do export and import activities through water because of that ports. If you come to Gujarat, Kandla port is there. If you come to Maharashtra, Mumbai port is there. There only one more Navasheva port is there. If you come down Goa, port is there. If you come down Karnataka, Mangalore port is there. Then New Mangalore port. If you come to Kerala, Kochi port is there. If you come to next Tamil Nadu, Tuticorin port is there. Even Chennai port is there. If you go little up, no? So Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam port is there. Again up, what is that? Odisha, Paradweep port is there. Again if you come to West Bengal, Calcutta, two ports are there. One is Haldia port, other is Calcutta port. Why I said these ports? No, the ports are located nearby coastal area. That is on the sea. That is why they are not away from the sea. These ports are all located near to the sea. That is why the climatic conditions are differ if you compare this port to interior part of the country. This is why the distance from the sea also, which is a important factor which affects the climatic conditions of our country, children. Now you understood distance from the sea also. Next we will move to, here one more thing I need to tell you, distance from the sea. You see, if you take just let me take about Kochi only. You see, if you take Kochi and Mumbai, Mumbai located lower than higher than Kochi. If you take latitudinal extent, Kochi is lower than Mumbai. Will you accept it or not? Isn't it no? Isn't it no? Mumbai is higher altitude, understand no, compared to Kochi. That is why, so the climatic conditions are differ from even Kochi to Mumbai, Mumbai to Kandla or above latitudinal extent. This is how. Children, last and final one, that is 10th one. What is this? El Nino effect. See children, what is this? El Nino effect. If I take El Nino effect, first of all you should know what is this El Nino. You see, El Nino is a warm ocean current. Warm ocean current appears off the coast of Peru. You see, I was telling about the wind called Lu, or no. So the what I was telling about mango showers, no. Baisakhi winds and all, Kala Baisakhi winds, which are going to blow towards West Bengal, during that harvesting of wheat and all, they will be useful. Like this, there are other, warm current that is called by El Nino effect. Let me have a look on, this is the last and final climatic factor which is influencing the Indian climatic conditions. El Nino effect means, El Nino is a warm ocean current. Warm ocean current appears off the coast of Peru. Peru is a country where that El Nino warm ocean current which is going to be appear, which is going to be coming. So that is called by El Nino effect, which is also that warm ocean current which is coming from Peru, coast of Peru, which is going to be affecting on Indian climatic conditions. That is one warm ocean current like a wave. So what this El Nino effect, like I was telling about the western disturbances which are going to arise originating from the Mediterranean Sea, Mediterranean Sea, which will bring the winter rain during December and all, like this. This is also El Nino also, that is one type of warm ocean current from the coast of Peru which is dispersing and which is arriving to India, which is also influencing Indian climatic condition. How which is going to be helpful, or how which is going to be influence to the Indian factor or Indian climatic conditions. So children, El Nino, you need to get some more information regarding El Nino effect. Let me have a look, especially 9 factors what you understood clearly. The 10th factor, which is originating from the other country called by Peru, I will give you the little clarity about the El Nino warm current by next session, children. In the sense, I need to give little more, otherwise you can't understand what is that El Nino, Let me give a clarity by next session. Children, with this 10 factors, in the sense the 10 factors which are affecting the Indian climate, what you understood, this is the first session of our 8th lesson, that is the climate chapter, children. With this 10 factors, we are going to conclude this first session of our lesson. Children, for next classes, please subscribe to Global International online classes. Thank you, children.